So now Liv is going to do a live demonstration for us on some various training techniques, and you guys can learn exactly how you can apply these techniques to train your dog. I've never worked with this dog before or done any training with it. Maybe you could show me how to do a training technique. What would you like to do?
Let's do a game of recall. So Cleo does not know how to come to you.
No.
No. So if I do it, it'll be boring because she knows exactly what I am asking of her.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have you go down the beach.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave Cleo with you.
Yep.
And demonstrate. I'm gonna have her come to me, and I'm gonna leave some treats with you as well. And then you're gonna ask her to come back the same way I do. You're going to reward her with a yes, a good girl, and then the treat.
Okay.
So we'll see how she does and how she listens.
And what command am I using to get her to come? Just
here.
Here.
Like here.
Here. Okay. Look, she's already paying attention.
What's going on?
Okay. So let's go for it. I'll grab some treats.
Here you go.
Okay. And I'll go down the beach. Does she need to start with you or with me? Okay.
No, here. Yes, good girl. I'm gonna ask her to sit. Sits. Sit pretty. Yes, good. Okay, and then I'm gonna ask her to heel. Cleo, woof. Sits. Good. And then I'm gonna have you call her.
Okay. Here. Cleo, here. Here.
Go on.
Cleo, here. Yes, good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. Do you want to call her back?
Cleo, here. Sits. Yes, good. Now I ran out of treats, so I don't have any.
You used
else to reward her
attention
with,
and
so
the
just
yes.
attention, and she loves it.
So I can see she's very happy to come to you, but when it's me, she's not used to it, so she was a little more reluctant, but she did come. Probably my tone's different as well.
It's much different.
Does she have a hand signal for sit that I can use when I tell her to
It's
sit?
up here, so
It's
sit.
up. Okay, so I need to put my fist to my chest?
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
I'll try again. I'm going to call her and then I'm going to ask her to sit.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cleo, here? Yes, good girl. Cleo, sit. Good girl. So what's next, Liv?
So this time I'm gonna have you teach Cleo how to stay.
Okay.
And just because Cleo's not familiar with you, to her it's like learning a whole different language when you're asking her to do commands.
I see.
Knows.
Yes.
So she's not gonna get it at first.
Okay.
But just a heads up, so her stay commands are a little different. So her lay down is plots.
Plots?
Plots. And
Okay.
her stay is warten.
Is that another, what language is that?
It's very terrible German. I know it's bad.
So plots and
warten.
warten.
So hand signals, they're, again, they're really important when you're asking her to stay or when you're asking her to lay down. This is her plots. And then when you ask her to stay, use your hand signal, Cleo, stay, or warten. And she may understand both, but hand signals are the most important thing.
So
plots and warten, and then you can walk away.
And then I walk away and test, and then if
you can keep an eyeball on her. If she starts to get up, you can ask her to lay down again, or tell her to stay again.
Okay.
And usually she will.
And then how do I reward her? Do I go back to her and give her a treat, or do I tell her to come and then give her a treat?
You're going to want to go back to her. So with my dogs, they're not allowed to come. Well, okay, so under normal situations, their plots is a permanent stay. So if there's some sort of dangerous situation, I can ask them to lay down, and they're going to stay there for me until I can return to them, ask them to sit, and then we can move on. Okay. I'm just going to have you walk away 5 or 10 paces, come back, have her be in heel position at your side, have her sit, and then you can say, okay, release, and that's a reward as well as a treat for her.
Okay. All right, well, let's go for it. So, Cleo, sit, plots, warten, Yes, good girl. Was that right?
You almost got all of it. There was a lot in there. So I'll demonstrate really quick.
Let's do a breakdown. Let's see what I did right and what I did wrong.
I'll demonstrate really quick. And really, there's no right and wrong, because he doesn't, you know, every dog is different. This is just how I train Cleo. Cleo sits, plots, warte. Yeah, she got up right there. I can just correct her, have her plot again.
Yep.
Okay, good girl, release. And then she knows that she's okay to do whatever she wants to do.
She's free. Wow, that was amazing. I'm really surprised she listened to me and to you.
She did really good.
Yeah, she did really well.
Yeah, she got you.
The difference between a trained dog and an untrained dog coming into the vet clinic is night and day, and veterinarians really, really appreciate it if you train your dog and you have an obedient dog. I have seen the good, bad, and the ugly. I've had dogs come into the clinic cowering in the corner and growling and shaking and trying to bite me, and then I've had owners say, get up on the table, and the dog jumps up on the table, and they say, lie down, the dog lies down, and then I vaccinate it, it doesn't move. And oh man, it just makes such a difference to my job when people train their dogs. So I'm very thankful for people like yourself, Olivia, that are working hard and they're training dogs, because it makes a world of difference to the veterinarians. Should I do one more thing with her?
You want to do a fun one? So she's got one called guard. Cleo, guard, guard. So you just ask her to guard by putting your hand behind your back. You can walk around like this. You can lure her. This is new for her. You can lure her into a crawl. Like that.
Nice.
Relax, relax, relax. Good, relax. You know, and sometimes if she's just, you know, when your dogs are distracted, if you don't, like, they always do it the right first time, and I have to wait for her. It's always really important to never give up while you're training them, or they'll realize that they can get away with a lot. Cleo, relax, relax. Okay, good girl, good job, thank you.
So I noticed that, like what you said, you didn't just give up and go, oh, she doesn't want to do it, and move on to something else. You kept going until she put her head down for you like that, didn't you?
They're smart. As soon as they realize that they can take advantage of situations like that, they're going to not do a command when it's, you know, really important for them to be doing it.
Yeah.
Cleo, foos.
Healing is really important, because when you're walking your dog, if it's pulling on the lead the whole time, you don't have proper control of it, and you're wanting to cross roads and things like that, having the dog staying by your hip and healing, it's very important, isn't it?
It's super important. Healing is a really great way to train proper leash manners without a leash.
Do you train dogs to stop barking or to speak and to be quiet? Do you ever do that?
Yes. Once you teach a dog to bark, they're gonna want to bark if they're excited about a treat. And that's why it's always really important to teach them to be quiet as well.
Right.
So for a lot of people, for just normal homes and things like that, I will highly encourage an animal owner, dog owner, to not teach their dog to bark and to only teach them to be quiet. If that's something that they want to do, you know, it doesn't bother some people.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Olivia. I think we've all learned a lot today, including myself. And I hope that for all of you guys watching, you learned something really important today about how to train your dog, the importance of communication, the importance of consistency, how to apply positive reinforcement and punishment, and the different training techniques that we just demonstrated now. Thanks again, Olivia. If somebody wants to do some training with you, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Do you have a website, or is it more just word of mouth?
Usually word of mouth.
So if you live in Redding, California, look out for Olivia around the Sundial Bridge doing acro yoga, and hit her up for some training.